Hello, Stephen Fulder.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you as a part of this project of 1,000 Reasons for Feeling Awe.
It's great, and I'm delighted, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate your devotion and the fire that you need, that we all need, and that we receive from our inner life, and clearly your fire has brought you to this project. So many blessings, and I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you for this beautiful term, fire. Yes, that's right. Um, so let's increase the fire by having this kind of discussion, and you've been deeply engaged in various fields throughout your wonderful lifetime as an academic researcher, as an expert in the field of herbs, as a mindfulness expert, functioning as the founder and senior teacher of the biggest Buddhist and meditation organization in Israel, Tovana, and also as a peace activist. So, and that's among other things. So, what would be your chosen reason for feeling awe? The phenomena that fills your heart with a sense of awe and wonder and leaves you humbled and amazed by the world around you or within you.
Yeah. I think a primary place would be to leave behind the ordinary. That in the ordinary includes the framework called this person, Stephen Fulder, and all the ordinary mind and the ordinary history and the usual habits of mind. And when that is broken, and sometimes it's broken into pieces, and instead of that ordinary mind, there is a whisper, there is a hint, there is a blessing, there is like a kind of touch of something way beyond the ordinary, then the response inside this consciousness is awe and amazement. So I'm putting awe and amazement together because they are like the meeting, in a way, they are the meeting with the unknown. The known is what we learned. The conditioned mind, it says, this is Stephen, this is my usual thoughts, what I have to do, make a cup of tea. This is the ordinary mind. I will say more about that because in a way there isn't such a thing as ordinary. But let's say there is an ordinary, and we'll go back to that. The extraordinary is anything that shakes the ordinary, and it no longer is tenable anymore to hold the ordinary, to hold the conditioned mind, the habits of mind. And then awe arrives by itself. I never look for awe. I never chase it. I chase infinity in a way. Well, you can't chase infinity. So, it's a paradox of language. But shall we say, my heart goes to the beyond. And when, as much as the heart touches the beyond, awe, beauty, and the heart being filled is a natural result of that. It's not something I look for.
I understand, and that's extraordinarily beautiful, and I would really like to delve deeply into that. So you just mentioned that there is no such thing as the ordinary. I guess that this is what is revealed when you removed your ordinary perception. Is that right?
That's correct. So ordinary perception is just what we learn, and it's very, very simple. We learn where to go, location, we learn time, we learn where the body is, and all of that learning is really needed. Otherwise, I can't cross the road if I don't know where my body is and where a car is. So if you like, the operating system of the self and the world is needed, but it's needed functionally and minimally. And you can begin to see, well, the consciousness is so vast that it can just keep going with the operating system and make sure the operating system is doing fine. Thank you very much. Healthy and well. Now, let's see what really exists in this reality. And there you go way beyond, if you like, the operating system or the functional existence or the conditioned mind. Conditioned mind is what you learn on the way. But what is not in the structure of the brain? What is not in the brain networks? A vast sense of being, which is way beyond this person that you recognize. And there isn't such a thing as ordinary anymore. And when you look back on what was the ordinary, like Stephen as a person, you begin to see it's also a dream. The functional life itself is a dream. And it's no different from the dream of night, when you have an amazing dream at night and you think, wow, what a dream. But this day, when you wake up, that's the same. Wow, what a dream. Right now, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to the dream of Shai. It's the dream of Stephen talking to the dream of Shai. The whole thing is quite amazing, looked at with fresh, open, and endless consciousness. This moment is utterly amazing. It's never happened before. It's unknown. It's uncontrolled. It's not contracted. This moment, while we're talking, it's something about it is endless.
So when we are talking about awe in the seen from this perspective, you are talking about the very beingness, right? That is awe-striking, or that is breathtakingly inconceivable.
Yes. I think that here we need to be a little bit clear. Or the way I see it is still an experience. It's not itself beyond experience. So the unconditioned, a consciousness that is beyond boundary, is actually beyond conditioning. So where I see awe as in the boundary place, the awe is the experience, still an experience, where the consciousness meets the unlimited. So when the limited meets the unlimited, awe is an experience. It's a big experience. It's not a small one. It's like compassion. It's like ecstasy, but it is on that boundary place. And when you're not on that boundary place, you're either totally inside the ordinary mind, you lose awe, there isn't awe, or when you're totally beyond that boundary place and you're living totally in the unlimited, then there's no awe either. There's no need for it. So the boundary is where we experience awe, and it's a beautiful experience itself, and it tells you that you're a limited being, if you like, born as a surviving body, as born in a body, born in life, meeting the unlimited, and the awe is a sign of that. There are other signs, by the way, not only awe. There's a sign. Another sign would be deep silence, where you feel deep quietness and a kind of a sense of no disturbance, equanimity, you could call it, where there's nothing can be disturbed because there's nothing wrong anywhere and there's nothing missing anywhere. So that is a sense of non-disturbance, a sense of silence and stillness. And one more, I think, quality along with awe would be love. So again, the heart is engaged and would feel this love when it meets the unlimited. And it no longer is a question of a mind or a thought or a concept. Love would, in a way, fill that space. So there are some of the places that, alongside awe, indicate the touch, the kiss, if you like, of the beyond.
I see. I see. So you are talking about awe as this kind of experiential encounter between our limited consciousness, the consciousness that as it is right now, and the unlimited, right? That it glimpses into the unlimited. Could you talk a little about this encounter?
Yeah, I'll give a small example.
Please.
When my first year in India was 1975, 76, which is a long time ago. And I had a flat I had a room by the Ganges, and it was right in Varanasi, and it was right on the Ganges. And every morning I would run out of my front door and jump straight in the Ganges and swim. Don't tell me the Ganges in Varanasi is dirty and dangerous, because I just did it anyway. I had no interest. Okay, there was a body or two floating by, never mind. But one day I remember it was in the monsoon, and I swam out to a rock which was in the middle of the Ganges there, near Asighat. And I sat there, and I just asked, if you like, the universe to give me a sign, to give me a blessing. And after a few minutes, all of a sudden, there was something broke the water, and I realized it was a dolphin. And the dolphin came up out of the Ganges River and came back. And then there was another dolphin and another dolphin and another dolphin. And after a while, I counted about 20, 30 dolphins that were going around the rock that I was sitting in for about an hour. They kept going around and around the rock that I was just sitting alone on this rock in the middle of the Ganges, and these dolphins were just circling around and circling around and circling around. And for me, that was like, wow, unbelievable experience. And that sort of experience, which is propelling you into a place of beyond, which is really pushing you into a place of beyond, there is awe, which is so clear. So that place has happened in my life hundreds and hundreds of times. When I touch the kind of sense of beyond, or the sense of a bigger space, or a movement from a contracted place to a more expanded place. And it can be, big or little. It can be just a small moment of never mind dolphins, but just to see a spider making its web. And there's one in front of me right now as we're talking. It's making its web. And there's such magic in it, and such extraordinary beauty and specialness, but the eyes need to be a little open for that. You need to see it. You need to kind of feel that, come out of yourself and feel belonging to the universe in which these amazing things are happening. So at that place, for me, awe happens, joy, bliss, amazement. when I'm in deep meditation and I sense the universal, if you like, presence of everything in a universal sense, there is no awe for me. The universe is there. There's nothing to be awe, there's no reason for awe, if you like. Instead of the awe, there's totality. And it is subtle. You can say maybe there is a deep awe, appreciation, love, and so on, stillness, yes. I wouldn't be too defining what is awe in those moments when there is actually the sense of the totality, of the limitless, of the beyond, of the absolute. The totality. When you touch it, then yes, then the awe, and you can cry. And I've cried when tears when I kind of touch that place. But then when you're inside it, then that's it in a way. Then it's the universal, and there's no one to feel awe. There's no person that's feeling awe.
That's wonderful. So are you saying that awe is this feeling that leads you to, that guides you to that being?
Yes, it's a helpful guide, and it's a result of the movement of meeting and dropping into the more universal place. That awe is the sign of that movement. And in a way, it's also an indication that you're in the right track. And sometimes you can be in illusion in the spiritual journey. And what happens, and I'm guiding really hundreds of people, thousands of people.
Yes.
And I've noticed sometimes that there is illusion, that people feel kind of really expanded consciousness, but it's still in a sense locked into a self. And one of the signs is that there's a lack of silence there, a lack of stillness, and a lack of beauty and awe. And because there's some sort of illusion, and the illusion creates an energy of a limited energy somewhere. So awe is a sign, I think, of an authentic meeting with the beyond. And one of the places which is really interesting is that knowing can stop it, can stop the awe. And you, in some of your writing, you were asking questions about the source of awe, and you mentioned science. And indeed, I mean, science is amazing, and I've been a scientist for years, and it's also a real disaster at the same time. It's a real, I think it's a real catastrophe as well as amazing. But something about awe is beyond the known and the knowing, the knowledge, and knowledge can kind of create a form in which you find yourself locked in to knowledge. I must know about this. How does this work? Even if you take too much knowledge about awe, for example, how does awe work? Tell me the rules. How to get awe? How can I grab awe?
Yes, which is what they do nowadays.
Yes, exactly.
When they try to capture it. Yes,
you'll lose it. If you try and chase the rainbow, you will never catch the rainbow. But if you are the rainbow, then the rainbow is there. You are the rainbow. You don't try and catch the rainbow. And you'll feel a bit too. You will be a rainbow, and there is awe there, and it needs, in a way, unknown or the not knowing. And for here, I've been really inspired, really going back to the original text of the Buddha 2,500 years ago, kind of jumping over a great deal of interpretation and books and forms and methods of meditation, really going back to the source, like to the original source, because there's some beautiful insights there about this place. And I'll just give one small example. There is
yes.
There is a text where someone came to the Buddha and said, "How do you recognize an awakened person?" And the Buddha answered, "You recognize them because you can't find them." And the questioner said, "What does that mean? You can't find them, they don't exist, or they're gone in some way?" He said, "No, they exist, but you can't find them because you can't describe them." All this, when you've gone beyond the ordinary mind, then all description and all label and all the knowledge of the distinction, this is this and this is that and this is how and this is not, all of that goes as well. So an awakened person is unfindable, basically, is a mystery. So I think that that's a beautiful place where awe, we are touched by awe when we are beyond the knowing and the distinctions and the descriptions and the labels. And then we let go, we surrender into a place beyond, and we can feel their awe there. Krishnamurti once said, looking at a mountain, beauty is where the self is not. And by the self, it includes the knowledge and the thinking and descriptions. And where there's not, where we drop that, then awe takes the place of knowledge.
So the self, the personal self, the known is the obstruction, right? That which hinders our ability to reveal this kind of natural state of awe.
Yes, if it's taken too seriously. We have a self, or no, we don't have a self, but we have a self process. Like I said, the operating system is working. It's fine for me to call you Shai, and for Shai, you to call me Stephen. It's fine. It's not that interesting, though. It's just a kind of a basic language so that we can get on and survive in life in this body.
Right.
So, we don't need time until we have to catch a train. We catch a train, we need time, and then we drop it.
Yes.
And the same with the descriptions and the selfing. So we can have a kind of limited world of where we need these things as a kind of convenient fiction.
Yes.
They're convenient, but they're a fiction. As soon as we begin to question our belief in these forms, then it opens the door to the unknown and to a bigger sense of an unlimited awareness that's unlimited and beyond that self and its labels. And there, as I say, the sign of meeting that place is awe. It's like wonder and amazement. That's the sign. That's a sign that you are jumping, in a way, out of your snake skin, the old skin, the old skin of the snake. You've kind of pushed and wriggled out, and you have you wriggle out of your old skin, and you have a new skin of the snake, and the snake goes, "Wow, it's all fresh and new and amazing." And that's the awe.
I see. So I have one last question, and I know that you have pretty much rejected the idea of creating the perfect conditions for awe, and this is understandably so. But what could prepare the mind for this moment of being able to leave behind the known, the ordinary?
Yeah, I was a bit extreme, but on purpose. It was a sort of reminder that awe and the rainbow and so on, we have to be aware that there are we can't really run after it in order to get something. However, there's so much that, I mean, I'm teaching 25 years, and I'm not teaching people just to sort of do nothing and wait for it to arrive. I'm teaching people to be active, and myself too. I've been to hundreds, thousands of retreats and courses and teachers and so on.
Yes.
So of course, there is a lot that we can do to open these doors. And I think meditation is clearly a primary place. And I would say meditation that is not too constructed, meaning allowing the unknown, seeing what the way things are without too much phrases, mantras, control, methods of concentration, and so on, which are all can be helpful in their own time. But be light with meditation that's too constructed. There needs to be a lightness there and a surrender, but surrender into some deeper place within us that actually already knows. And you can call it the Buddha nature, you can call it the big unlimited consciousness, you can call it in the Buddhist language bodhicitta, pure awareness, but having a sense that there is a refuge, there is a ground, there is a home within us which already knows. And so it's both, there is something to do and there's nothing to do. And the paradox of spirituality is there. So I really recommend having spiritual practice and being light with it, exploring with it. Yes, getting guidance and then knowing to let go. Yes, getting more guidance and then knowing to let go that one. Yes, having these different teachers that give different methods and then not being really stuck or attached with any of them. So a life of exploration, keep exploring the deeper voices within us, which are already there and tell us, you think you're a limited person. It's not true. Here I'm telling you that, says these deep voices. I'm telling you, these are voices of the ultimate. We can't possibly be just a total locked in ourself. It's impossible. Life isn't like that. So you could say the voice of the universal, the voice of life is there in us. And we just need to kind of keep unpeeling the layers that have covered it. And each time we peel off a layer, we will, in your language and in your interest, we will experience awe. Each time we peel off another layer, we will experience another way of saying this in the English short word will be wow. So you can rewrite your whole awe word as wow. It's the same. So when we peel off layer and another layer, wow, and each time something already in us which is already there is released and is given space to open and to show us the unlimited.
Well, I could have continued to listen to you for hours. And thank you so much for this fascinating talk, which really gives us this vivid sense of the wow of being.
Exactly, and I just want to finish with a blessing, really, that to all your readers and listeners. It's not so far away, this place. It's actually nearer than we think. It's actually nearer than our own thoughts. It's what gives rise to our thoughts, and that place is in a way calling us. It's calling us, and my blessing is just allow ourselves, all of us that are listening right now, to open and to listen to the call and the invitation. And when we listen to that invitation, we can be entirely available. The deeper voice that is calling us, that's saying, I'm here, pay attention, I'm here, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes, yes, yes. So the awestruck consciousness is actually the source of awe itself.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And I would say just the endlessness of things, it's there constantly. And as much as we touch it, it blesses us. And
yes.
One of the places that we experience this blessing is awe.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Stephen.
Shai.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Shai.
much.
And we'll be in touch.